So my boyfriend, let's call him Joe, and I have been dating for a year and everything is amazing. But things at home for him are not the best. 5 years ago, at the end of 8th grade, Joe was 14, his mom took Joe and his siblings and moved to another house because they were not safe living with his dad because he's an alcoholic. Things were still difficult at home because everyone's opinions on his father tears them apart. He has love for his dad, and his brother and mom do not. They are always comparing him to his father. Things have been difficult with money, so his mom wasn't able to pay for on-campus housing, so he commutes now. He does not have his own car, so his brother or mom take him to and from school. On Thursday, his brother refused to pick him up from school because Joe took the laptop they shared to class. Oh no, honey. Y'all gotta get your own laptops. Joe hung out with friends for a couple of hours to wait for his mom to pick him up instead. His mom has 2 jobs, so she dropped him off at the house, and as soon as Joe got home, his brother started arguing with him. Things escalated and Joe and his brother physically fought. Joe has a concussion and they broke a few things in the house. Their mom proceeded to tell them that she is not buying them food anymore, and if they break anything else, they will be both kicked out. Today, Friday, his mom dropped him off at school and hasn't answered him all day. He's trapped at school and doesn't know where he's going to sleep. He's in contact with his dad, but his dad is in a rehabilitation center. His older sister, who lives far away, has offered to pick him up and let him live with her for a week, even though he might miss class. Well, that's no bueno. Multiple things like this have happened, throughout our relationship. I would obviously help if I was home, but I go to college in Missouri. And we're from New Jersey. It's a 14-hour drive. He comes to me for comfort, and I honestly never know what to say because I've never experienced anything like that, and we end up arguing. He gets mad when I don't agree with him that his mother is a piece of shit. There's a difference between me and you, girl. I would call a spade a spade. I don't care if it's your mama. I don't care who the hell it is. Who trolling my baby? You know what I mean? But I was just never raised that way, and I can't bring myself to disrespect her like that for some reason. I do not know how to help. Regarding his situation at home, he has been considering coming to Missouri to go to a college near me. We have been trying to save money, but his mom repeatedly leaves him stranded places, so he has to spend money on Uber. I guess my question is, how do I find a way to support him without bashing his mom? And do you have any advice to give him for the situation he's in? Oh, well, Joe's going through it, honey. Okay, first things first, when it comes to parents, it can be really sticky, and sometimes it is hard to hold your tongue or bite your tongue and, not say the wrong thing. I think it's important to be honest and frank, and you can do that without being disrespectful. It's not about what you say, it's how you say it. So if his mom is treating him ill, which I wouldn't necessarily say that she is unless there's, he grown, child. I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily say that his mom is treating him ill, but you can say to him, hey babe, I understand that you're frustrated with your mom. I know what she's doing is hurting you, and I know you think she's a piece of shit, but you all have come a really long way. This has been a crazy journey for you, and none of us have perfect lives. As much as you want to punch her in the face, you have to take a step back and think about what's most important here. And also, if he can talk to his mom and be open with her about how he feels towards her without being disrespectful as well. I think that Joe needs to see if he has a friend that he can stay with for a little bit, or if he can go to the counselor at school and figure something out. I don't know how the counselors in college work, but there has to be somebody locally there that he can talk to or that can help him out until he can figure out what he's going to have to do. Because a lot of times what happens is our situations push us to make important decisions. And those decisions a lot of times are fight or flight, Before I left my city for good, I was down and freaking out. Like, it was like my last hope to like move and just start over. And I feel like Joe is on that path. The only difference was I wasn't in school, so I wasn't really leaving, or I didn't have anything that I was really leaving behind, anything important. It would be a big step for him to move to Missouri. And it's April, so school is about to be done, thankfully. Well, at least here, girl. I don't know when school finishes over there. But school finishes in April here. Like, college and university finish in April. So he can finish out the school year and then figure it out, and get a job and hightail it to Missouri, or live somewhere else where he can survive on his own, because there's no point in him putting up with his brother leaving him stranded and his mom leaving him stranded and him having to Uber places. Like, I think that's unfair and uncalled for, and family would not do that to family. So I think that's the saddest part about it. But financially, if it's going to burden you to help him, I would say to not try too hard to help him. If you don't have it to give, you can't put yourself in a worse predicament, right? So obviously you want to help him because he is your boo and you feel for him, but don't hurt your own self trying to help him, you know. Make sure that if you are going to support him financially in any way, that you are still good at the end of the day. But as far as Joe goes, obviously his father's out of the question if he's in a rehab center, so he has to look towards other family members. Maybe his sister can lend him some money so he can have a place to stay for at least 2 months. That's a lot of money, but not if it's just a room he rents. Like, you know what I mean? There's factors. Like, he could rent a room and the rent will be low and you'll have a roommate and he'll be able to finish out the semester, but obviously he's not going to get a full-blown apartment to himself. Like, that's not realistic. He needs to see what his options are, and worst comes to worst, he would have to go stay in a shelter and finish out his school year that way. I think sometimes we have to just put our pride to the side and do what's best for us, and that might be the best decision for Joe right now. Hey, Bo, so I'm gonna get straight to the point. A few months ago, I was hanging out with my boyfriend at the time, and while he was on the phone, I noticed he was messaging some girl. So I asked him about it, and he said it was his cousin's side chick, who his cousin had gotten pregnant, and she was telling my boyfriend how his cousin wants her to have an abortion. Mind you, his cousin got a whole fiance and a child. My question is, should I message his girl and tell her what her ain't shit man is doing, or should I just mind my business? Ooh, girl. Well, this is messy as hell, okay? You get to read the text, because there's two ways we can look at this. Your boyfriend could be lying to you and it's his side chick and he got her pregnant and he's telling her, okay, when you message me, make sure you're saying my cousin instead of me, you know, so when we're talking, so I don't get caught up. But that's just my mind running wild. And then there's the direction where it's actually his cousin's side chick. I think it's strange that she's messaging your boyfriend about this. That's the only reason I gave the first scenario. But if that is the case, and your cousin, and your boyfriend's side chick, and your boyfriend's cousin's side chick is messaging him about this abortion thing, I don't think it's your place to tell his fiance, but at the same time, you know, and if you see her frequently and she finds out that you knew about this and she finds, it's gonna blow the fuck up. But at the same time, it's not your business to tell. You're not even supposed to know. Your boyfriend should probably never have told you, and it's gonna cause a problem with him and his cousin. But like, girl code, okay? Bitch, if you see something, if you find out something about my damn man, I want to know, bitch. I don't care who the fuck you are, okay? I want to know. I'm trying to put on your shoes real quick. Would I tell? I think I would tell my man that he needs to tell his cousin to tell his girl about the situation. I would go from there. If I tell my man and he's refusing, be like, okay, well, if you're not going to tell him, then I'm going to tell her. And you have to kind of force his hand. Then you guys are going to argue, and that's going to cause problems in your relationship. And this is really just all a slippery slope. But as a woman, that is valuable information, honey. And I feel like no woman deserves that. And I feel like as a woman, I would have to tell her, like, I'm not gonna let you go out like that. Like, I can't know something like that and not pull you to the side and be like, you ain't heard it from me, but your man got another girl pregnant. And the other thing is, you don't know how she's gonna take it too, but because it's coming from you and she knows that you're with his cousin. Woo, child, this gave me a headache, girl. And this was a short ass email. I think the ball's in your court, girl. Do what your heart tells you to do, okay? Don't do what Bo tells you to do. Pray about it and spill the tea if you need to spill the tea. Hi, my name is China and I'm 17 years old. I've been dating this guy for like a year off and on. There's no such thing as dating off and on. I don't even give a fuck. We stopped talking for a little bit and now we're back together. The problem is my mom doesn't know. She knew about us when we first started talking, but we got in a fight and my mom saw the messages and forbid me from talking to him. But I started talking to him behind her back and we've gotten really serious. Listen to your parents, people. Listen, okay? Especially your mamas. He was my first kiss and the first guy I said I love you to. We've talked about getting an apartment together since I'll be 18 soon and we're planning our futures. Absolutely the fuck you won't. No, you will not. You will not get an apartment with this boy at 18. Girl, stay your ass home. You don't know nothing about nothing. The fact that you're even emailing me about this situation, talking about some on and off, and now you're talking about we're planning on getting an apartment. You sound dumb, okay? Straight no chaser, no sympathy. Oh my God. I love him so much and I want to show him off to my friends and family, but if I do, I will get in so much trouble with my mom. The fact that you are still getting in trouble for dating whoever you want to date should tell you the decisions you're making don't make any damn sense, okay? Also, to make things worse, I'm black and he's white and both of our families are racist. First of all, black people can't be racist towards white people, so let's get that out there. Secondly, why are you dating a racist white person or somebody that has a racist white family? Bitch, the fuck? I can't. I cannot. My mom wants me to only date black men, and his aunt, who he lives with, wants him to be with any other race but a black girl because she thinks we're ghetto and is only using him to make a white baby. This is so confusing. What do I do? Girl. Do you guys read your emails back before you send them? Do you? There's so many things wrong in this damn email. I'm being pranked. Ashton! You can come in here. Like, seriously. Love who you want to love, okay? Date who you want to date. But if that person has issues, first of all, I don't know what the text messages ran between you two, why your mom would forbid you from dating him, but obviously it was deep enough for her to forbid you from dating him, okay? So that's the first thing we're going to look at. The second thing we're going to look at here is the fact that you said your mom wants you to only date somebody that is black. I was not raised that way. Okay, my mom didn't give us any specifications. The only specification she gave us was no Jamaican man. And I know why. So, she didn't say no black man. She didn't say no white man. She didn't say no Asian man. She said no Jamaican man. Everybody's raised differently. And I feel like interracial dating, where I'm from, is normal. It's not a big deal here. We don't go through the same struggles as black people go through in America that we have in Canada. So we have empathy, okay? but our experiences are so different. It's like Canada's here on the map and America's here, and as close and attached we are, you can literally drive from one to the next. It's like the culture is completely different, and there's obviously racist people here, whatever, but the topic of interracial dating is not the same. Like, I literally didn't know what a bedwench was until I became popular on YouTube, and Shooter came on my channel and people saw that my person was Caucasian, and then I started getting dragged for it. And so I didn't know about none of that shit. I'm like, what is going on? What is a bad wench? Like, I didn't know about none of that stuff. White man's you know what's so crazy? The other day I was literally laughing at the freaking Tamara meme, because there's the meme where she's like, I get called a white man's whore. Like, I think it's fucking hilarious. I don't know why people are the way they are, but I feel like it's completely irrelevant. In my personal opinion, I think that when your parents try to force something on you, that's when you do the opposite. So your mom is trying to force black men onto you, and that's why you're kind of rebelling. Otherwise, you probably wouldn't even look at it any kind of way. You probably would just date black guys, but because your mom's telling you you have to date a black man, you are like, nah, I'm gonna date a white guy. And that happens a lot. The same with your boyfriend. He is trying to be rebellious, and it's like a subconscious thing. It's not even on purpose, it's subconscious. And his auntie is very, very ignorant. I don't, first of all, I've never heard of a biracial baby coming out and somebody saying that they're white. Okay, those babies get treated like they black. When I see a mixed person, I generally consider them black. Obviously, they're biracial. They come from 2 different parents, sometimes 3 different backgrounds, 4. Okay, if your parents, say I was like 2 things and then Shooter's 2 things, then my daughter's 4 things, you know? But at the end of the day, I feel like in the street, biracial person that is just light skin is considered black by everybody else, except for some black people. And those are the black people that will say, no, they're not black, they're halfway, or they're biracial, whatever the case may be. And so I think it's really strange that his aunt is saying you just want to make a white baby. Ain't nobody baby white. The baby is either half black, not even either. The baby's going to be half black and half white. But when people see your child, they're going to call it black. Especially other white people. There's nothing to be confused about in your situation. The fact of the matter is, this is not the person for you. I think you're young. I think you're inexperienced. And I think you're doing things just to do them. You're not giving things thought. You're not taking your time to really analyze, because developmentally your brain is not there yet. Okay, you have not experienced life yet. You're 17, you're going to be 18, and your first move is to move in with this person that you've been on and off with. Like, you're not ready for anything. You need to chill the fuck out, probably not date anybody, definitely not this guy, and take time to figure out who you are as a person before you jump into a relationship with anybody. And don't just try to rebel against your mother because she's trying to force black men onto you. I always think about, if I didn't meet Shooter when I did, who the hell would I be dating now? Like, I can't picture myself with anybody else, obviously, at this point in my life. But it wouldn't be another white guy, faux show, okay? It would be a black man. So, I don't know what to tell you, girl, but this ain't it. Hey, Bo, I love your videos, and your little family is so cute. Alright, let's get started. So, I've been messing with this guy for almost a year now, and things are getting a little bit complicated. We've been knowing each other since we were young and started messing with each other in high school. So here's the thing. The guy I've been talking to has recently did something that he has never did before. So recently I found out that his ex had came over to his house. The only reason I had found out is by going on her Instagram. The houses he lives around were in the background of her picture. He always told me he doesn't talk to her anymore. And I've believed him because I haven't seen any of their messages in a while. But I was wrong. When I finally told him about it, he just laughed in my face as if he didn't do anything wrong. You said you've been messing around. He is not your boyfriend, so you have nothing to be upset about. He literally said she had texted him out of the blue saying, "Can I come over? I haven't seen you in a while." I told him, "Why didn't you say no?" He said, "Because he doesn't know how to say no." What? Well, that ain't uncommon. Lots of people don't know how to say no. At this point, I was heated. He started bringing up my past, basically saying I shouldn't be talking. Literally, all I did was kiss a guy. I know it's wrong, but I told him right away because I felt bad. Y'all are not together. Like, can y'all make it official and stop giving me headache, please? I asked the guy I'm messing with, was I ever, you can't even call him your boyfriend, like you're literally saying the guy I'm messing with. Who does that? I asked the guy I'm messing with, was I ever going to find out about this from you? And he said, no, it's irrelevant. Girl, I don't know what to do. I really love him. My family knows about him and his family knows about me. If you guys do not make it official and he is not your boyfriend, neither one of you have any obligations to each other. Messing around is not relationship, okay? Make your shit official before you email me about whoever you was messing with, okay? Please. It doesn't matter if your family knows about him and his family knows about you. Are you guys boyfriend and girlfriend? If you were, then we could have something to talk about here. We could say he was wrong for having his ex over and not telling you about it. Because no, it's not irrelevant. If I am your girlfriend and your ex wants to come over, the answer is and will always be bitch no, okay? Absolutely not. You cannot come over. You're not invited over. And that's just the end of that. You can come over when my girl's over and we can all hang out together. How about that? You know what I mean? Like, it's just a respect thing. And clearly he did not respect you enough to not have this girl over because you guys are not really dating. So that's that on that, sis. And that's something I damn sure will not be doing. I ain't talking about no I love no damn body if they have not asked me to be their girlfriend, their wife, okay? Whatever. It's not happening. I don't love you. Hey Bo, before I get into this advice, you know I gotta say it. I have been a huge fan since the Jeffree Star video. I watch all of your videos, even the makeup tutorials, because girl, you just slay my life. Well, blessings to you, sister. Your family is super adorable and major goals. I am a 20-year-old male and I would like to remain anonymous. Since I was 9 years old, my family has moved from the northern part of the U.S. to the southern part of the U.S. My family had a hard time finding a church where they felt culturally involved, Caribbean family props, until we settled on one in the city. I've always had a vibe about the pastor's son who has to be at least 10 years older than me, but it's never been my place to call it out. Fast forward, when I turned 18 and he messaged me saying happy birthday and that he wanted to take me out on my 21st birthday for drinks, I was like, cool, bro. Fast forward again, he took my senior portraits for me, but he never gave them to me. Other people have mentioned how they've taken photos with him, but they've never gotten their photos. But the vibe about the situation just screamed, yikes. Child, I'm worried, okay? I'm worried. Fast forward some more. In my second year of university, and he has tried to hop in my DM twice. Lord, the pastor's children's always the messed up ones, okay? That's why I'm glad my daddy's not a real pastor. He's just a fake ass pastor because I'm not as messed up as the rest of y'all out there. Oh my gosh. The first time was kind of sketch and I didn't feel weird until he started saying funny shit. The second time was funny shit off jump, so I did not reply, but I did screenshot because I was shook. At this point, he has a wife and children and he is very active in the church, so I obviously have no reason talking to this grown-ass man. And see, the church, with so many DLs in the damn church, so many. Now that my childhood suspicions have been confirmed, I've been super anxious and just sick of the whole thing. Because what was he doing with these photos? Beyond that, anyway. I learned at a young age how homophobic my parents can be because I tried to come out when I was like 13 and it was a mess. I wanted to tell my parents about this because my youngest brother still attends the church with my parents and I feel like they'll need to know this. However, I am not in the business of destroying the church or letting these West Indians kiki on my name. No, boo-boo. This is the problem with the church. People don't speak up. You have to speak up. You're talking about you don't want to destroy the church. Baby, the church been destroyed, okay? It been destroyed. You have to say something because there's other people out there probably just like you that are not saying anything. The church loves to sweep things under the rug, and that's why there's so many young girls and guys in the church getting freaking and all kinds. I would just like my truth to be told. My fear is that this situation could cause me to lose my parents over coming out again, or that once I tell them, they pass on the information to the pastor or whoever, and at that point, the situation is out of my hands. I've always wanted to email BOETALKS, but I never thought it would be about this, lol. Thank you for reading. Baby, no. You have to say something, because not only does this affect the church, but frig that, this man is on the DL and has a whole ass wife and child. They don't deserve this. Like, come on now. You have to say something. I'm sorry. I don't have any other advice for you, but other than you need to say something and forget about what the aftermath is going to be. Okay? That's not what's important here. There's a lot of people involved, and I feel like if you don't say something, it's only going to continue with the next person. You know what I mean? So it's your due diligence to take Bougie's advice and get a shit poppin'. You know I have no damn shame in calling out the church folk, okay? No damn shame.